Hello everyone, good morning. Cheers. Or good evening. Or squeak. Or anything. Is my audio coming through? Let me know if it's too loud. Oh, lots of folks in already. So, 3 degrees when I was in the car on the way here this morning. It took me half the drive to get my windscreen demisted or de-iced so I could see through the windscreen. Thankfully there were no cars on the road, or very few cars on the road. Hi. These early mornings in the freezing cold. It's not like I can just roll out of bed, have a shower and go into my office, right? Oh, fingers are freezing at the moment. I've got my coffee to warm me up. So, how's everyone's week been? Everyone had a good week? Productive week? Oh, why am I on top chat? Okay, that's better. Hopefully I didn't lose anything or anyone. No? I tidied up in here a little bit. Not downstairs. Downstairs is a disaster, but upstairs I've done a bit of a tidying. Oh, my reflow oven is 6 degrees. That's going to be a problem for reflowing this morning. Let me see if I can give you a view. This might have to restart it. Oh, look at that, my printer's in the way. Actually, no, it's not. Hang on, shouldn't be. One moment. I really hate how I have to restart and kick this feed in. It'll come. There we go. Now you can see me. Hi. So I tidied up a bit, but my printer is still in the way. My label printer. Maybe that's better. Maybe you'll be able to see now. Look, it's my floor is tidy. I even vacuumed. Pretty exciting. But what I haven't done yet is solved my lighting in here for my streaming. So if I turn more lights on, then not only does the logo blow out, but it looks like I've got a white albino shiny head. I have to work something out with lighting. So originally I was going to put lights underneath the shelves that I could adjust. I haven't got around to doing that because the ones I bought were useless. Okay, let me go and say hi to folks in the chat before there are too many and I can't deal with it all. So, Yobo Prime, good morning. Alan Madsen, hello. Mr. England, Moo, it's Moo time. Crazy Roops, hello Crazy Roops. Andy Callaway, hello. Didier, Paul, Rob, good morning Rob. Rob started a new job, everyone, at Microsoft. He's turned to the dark side. Ooh. But he's working in their cloud space, so that's okay. The Microsoft cloud stuff's really, really good. Just not their operating systems. Anyway, let's move on from that. Ezzy, good morning. Sergeant Bond, hello. David Esser, hi. Andre, hello Andre. It's been a while. Hope you're well. Beata, hello. Mad Techie. I'm here at Sparrow Fart this morning. Is that a thing? Sparrow Fart? Didn't know they did that. Did they? Okay. Henrik, hello. Antonio, hello. Aaron Knox. Hi, hi. What? Got some adverts for some crappy game. Did I have ads turned on? Ads should be off when my stream starts, and then I turn them on at the end. I turn them on when I end the stream. Did I leave ads on? I apologize if I did. Ugh. God, YouTube is so inconsistent. You save your settings down, but every time you go and you reuse your settings, they're different. Look, I hate it. They're always turning ads on when you tell them not to. Peter, Stimple, hello. Ray, hello. Andy Mouse, did I say hi to Andy Mouse yet? Anyway, squeak squeak. Still scrolling. Jacob, hello Jacob. Message retracted. Okay. Monster Mark, hi. Hey Johan. I was going to say John, but no, that's not John, that's Johan. Hello. Mr. Tar, hello. Dave Paul Jones. I'm sure I'm missing people. You've been for your 5 a.m. walk in the frost. Yeah, why would you do that? Sorry. But yeah, why would you do that? Tim, hello. X-Micron. Paul's Projects, hello. Just set up where you can turn on the AC heat at the shop from your house. No, I spoke to the guys about that. It's fine in here. Like it was, when I came in here, it was 12 degrees. So 3 degrees outside, 12 degrees inside. It held its heat fairly well. And it was like 14 degrees up here. Like it's fine in here now. Anyway, I have thought about putting some type of system. My air conditioning units actually have a time set thing on that I could actually program it from the control. I think. I have to look into it, so I haven't had time. It's usually not really a problem. Like I come in the morning, I'll turn the... It's only a problem if I need to pick and place first thing in the morning, which I've had to do a couple of times this last week. Didn't go so well for the first panel, so I might have been a little bit too eager. I'll talk about that in a moment. But generally I turn that heater on downstairs and I only need about probably 45 minutes. So like I come in, I turn the heater on, I get a coffee, I start setting up what I need for the day, or I might walk up the road to the cafe and get a coffee or something, or whatever. Plenty to do in the morning, right? Emails to check, whatever, until I'm ready to start pick and placing. By then it's warmed up enough. So like it's already, the production area downstairs is already at 15 degrees. Yeah, anyway. I'm still saying hi to folks, which I got distracted. Grant, hello Grant, you're up early. I hope you're well, hope the family's well. Rota, hello. Mike Swan, hi. Azzy! Hope they didn't hurt anyone's ears. Joko, hello. Peter, hi. Bruce, Renee, hello. Ian, hello Ian. How is sunny Scotland? Hope it's well. Hope you're well. Wolfgang, hello. No apologies needed for me. You should take every opportunity possible to make some... Who? What? Who's making pennies? You're not talking to me, are you? That wasn't for me, was it, Aaron? AJ, hello. I got an awful political party advert. Oh, right. Oh, right. You're talking about the ads. Yeah, but I didn't turn them on. I didn't turn them on. They should be off by default. I have to physically turn them on unless YouTube have turned them all on again, and I have to go back and turn them off. I guess it will tell to see if there's any mid-stream ads, because they are turned off site-wide on my thing. There should never be a mid-stream ad on any of my videos or streams. But once in a while, YouTube do it anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, if they're related to the channel topic, like what? Like buy Xeon stuff. No, not really. Okay. My last order's in country. Should be here in a few days. Excellent. Yeah, mail's picking up. Mail's getting faster, which is great. And I haven't had a lost package in a while. I've had some delayed ones, but no lost packages, which is good. Yes, YouTube does whatever it wants to do. Ian! Hello, Ian! Nature of going to bed at 1 or 2 a.m. I hope you didn't go to bed at 2 a.m. and you're up now to watch this stream. That'd be bad. But how are you, mate? I hope you're well. Cheers, my IKEA land. I've got so much IKEA furniture in here. Look at it all. This is IKEA land. This is IKEA showroom. There are midstream ads on YouTube. Yeah, there are, and they're normally long ones that you can't skip. And they actually earn good money for some channels, not mine. Anyway, yeah, you can't select them on or off per video. It's like a site-wide thing. So, or you can turn them off site-wide, which I've done. Hello, Dr. Nick. Mini chips on how do I cope with difficulty? So there are some products I can't make. There are some products I haven't been able to make for a while. I've actually got my hands on some more CP2904s, just a small bunch. I bought 500 of them because they're still way too expensive. Like they're $2.50 each US, which is horrific. I used to pay like 70 cents each. Like to go from 70 cents to $2.50 on one component on a board that I wholesale for $12 is just, I can't do it, but I've done it. I have to. I've been out of Tiny Pico Nanos for so long. People screaming at me. I've had orders from resellers that I've been knocking back, like, you know, pushing back. Anyway, so I bought some of those, but yeah, it's just, it's a nightmare. And a lot of my parts, when I can buy them, I buy a lot, thinking that I'll have enough for a while, and then I run out, and then I can't make some stuff again. So it's just, It's all over the place, yeah. It's but most of my stuff's been pretty good. Like ESP32s have generally been okay to buy. Maybe not if you're buying small quantities from DigiKey or Mouser, but like I buy directly from Espressive, and you know I'm buying minimum of 8,000 or 10,000 chips at a time. So yeah, I still have to go in a queue and have to wait for them, and sometimes they take a long time to get them, but it's still been fairly okay. Flash has been available again at an almost reasonable price, but then some other parts aren't. Crystals were bad for a long time. I had to like buy a lot of different types of, like all 40 megahertz, but I evaluated like 5 or 6 different brand crystals and ended up settling on 3 different ones that I've been using, but I can get crystals again. It's all over the place. And then things that you think would be not a problem are, like for a long time I couldn't get JST connectors, or I couldn't get stemmer connectors, or buying headers at the moment are a problem. I've actually got some headers shipping today finally. It's not just chips, it's plastic resources, like it's everything. And then with China, like China went into lockdown for the last week, so none of my line, the rest of my line was supposed to ship last week, so my stencil printer, conveyors and everything, they haven't shipped, and they may not ship till the end of this week or next week now because of lockdown. Hey Dutchmaker, hey Nikhil, hello. No, they're not minimum 5 reels. They're minimum of, oh right, so yes, they're what, 650 on a reel, and the minimum of 3250. Yeah, for the modules, not for the chips. Well, the chips come 2,000 on a chip. They're so it's interesting. Their minimum is a reel, but you can't. Not everyone can just buy from Espressive, right? You got to like, it doesn't even matter the quantity. You can't just ring up or contact Espressive and say, hey, I'd like to buy a reel of chips. They'll send you to DigiKey or Mouser. I've built a relationship with them where I can buy from them, and I've bought a lot of chips from them, right? So, but, I mean, still pales in comparison to some of their other customers that buy 1 million at a time. That ain't never going to happen. But, yeah, generally you can't, like, you've got to have a project, and the project has to be approved by them for you to be able to buy the chips. And then, yeah. Do you know what happened to Blue Origin's rocket? I did. I actually watched the video. At least it showed that their eject system capsule stuff worked. That was great, right? Have they worked out why the main thruster ignited or blew up? Have you been looking at the H series? Well, they're not available yet, Jacob, so won't be available till next year. Not really a lot to look at right now. I'm quite interested in the C6. I think I'm going to build a board with a C6, but we'll see. Well, you don't need to buy a reel if you don't need them. DIY. Like, it's... Hi, by the way. Have seen heat pump boards where they have changed a colour-coded JST for a white one with coloured sticker. That's funny. Yeah, like it's surprising. Plastics are a problem, and certain colour plastics are a problem. And certain colour pigments of things are a problem overseas. Like, it's just bizarre, the type of things that are unobtainium at the moment that have knock-on effects down the line. Okay, so sorry, more coffee. Not caffeinated enough yet. And yeah, anyway. So I hit a milestone in this space this week. It wasn't a massive order, but I started production and finished and shipped a decent sized order this week from here, which is pretty cool. So a lot of the stuff I shipped during my transition over was stuff that I'd been manufacturing there, like back at the old place. But I shipped Adafruit an order yesterday, and it was all done from start to finish here, which was pretty cool. Hey Jishipu, hey mate, how you doing? How's Maker Faire? Is it still going, or is it finished? Was it on the weekend? Hey Johnny. Hello Dustin. Yeah, one of many for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to see the growth here. So interestingly, I ended up producing this run no different to what I would have done at home, right? Like as in, I haven't set up the proper packing and packaging area downstairs yet because it's still a disaster zone, and I can't do that till the rest of my line's in. So you can't hear anything. I don't think it's that quiet. It's shouldn't be too quiet. Is it quiet for anyone else? Or does Shipper just have to clean his ears out? Cotton buds. No problems here? No? Okay. Sound is fine. Okay, good. Okay, I hope so. So I still spent this thing either sticking bags at home, right, at night time, or sitting at my desk here sticking bags and testing here. My testing station downstairs isn't set up. Anyway, packing stuff not set up downstairs, but I did get a new, I posted in Discord, hang on. Oh my God, my desktop is such a mess. Let me see if I can tidy this up quickly and I'll show you. I got a new staff member. No, a new team member. Sorry, I'm just closing my 7,000 browser windows that I've got open. Oh my God, how I've got so many browser windows open. How did that happen? Oh my gosh. I am just terrible when it comes to clean desktop, let me tell you. Okay, so for those that follow me on Discord, you might have seen, did I post it there? Oh, I didn't. Okay. I'll show you here. I've got, oh no. Is it going to let me, will it disappear if I click away? Hopefully not. That one? Yeah, I got a new team member. I got myself a set of scales. Proper scales that I can properly weigh things on. How cool is that? It's a little small. It's a digital scales that can do up to 150 kilograms. I've always wanted one of these, and I had no place to stick one in my home area, workshop area. So I'm getting a strange auto clipping here. It used to happen at your old office when the air was on. Okay, hang on, wait. Well, it shouldn't be clipping. Okay, I turned it up a little bit, but it's my lapel mic, unless something's going wrong with the lapel mic this morning. Hey, Robert. Who else have I missed? Anyone else I've missed? We find you will weigh all manner of weird things. You have easy access to accurate scales. Am I anticipating putting on weight? No, it's just that's what it does. But it's so I've always had a problem when I used to weigh stuff on my little kitchen scales thing. Now, let me just go back to here. My kitchen scales, and it can only weigh up to like 2 kilograms, and then and it was really small, so it was very hard to weigh boxes when I'm shipping. Like when I ring up DHL, they want to know the size and the weight of the box, and I used to guess very badly. So at least now I can weigh it, which is good. So I got that the other day. I got that yesterday. What day is it today? Got it Monday. So it's yeah, it's actually in the way of me. Like I tripped over it twice already. Okay, I don't know why the sound is not good for people. No clipping for you. I've got quite a few tape measures. Measuring the boxes aren't a problem. Finding boxes, I can't find boxes at the moment, as in to source boxes that aren't like to work out like $5, $6 a box. Anyway, whatever. Sorry, just I'll get over it. So there's not really a lot to tell you. That nothing's really changed here. Haven't really got anything new other than the scales. As I said, I've been tidying up a bit, and it's just random. Does that work? Oh yeah, random lines worked. Cool. Is shipping half price then? What? Shipping is not half price. What? I'm lost. Hey, Collinator. Okay. I might have to make myself another coffee this morning. Okay, so did you all look at the date of the boards? We all know what we're doing today, right? I'm gonna assemble some new revisions of my S3 boards. Now, just to be clear, functionality-wise, they're exactly the same. There is no different oat milk. I've not tried an oat milk latte. I don't mind a good almond latte, as long as the almond milk is designed for barista stuff and not just the supermarket stuff that curdles. But I've not tried oat milk. Wait, do you have a coffee machine in the office? I do. Yes, I didn't at the start, but I do now because I had no fridge for milk. But now I have a fridge and a coffee machine, and yes. And I'm trying not to drink too much coffee. And that's hard when it's cold, to not drink too much coffee. Anyway, so I need to turn some lights on so we can see under the camera. But it's going to make my head look shiny. Okay, so no laughing. I might just turn them all on. It's going to make my logo blow out as well. So the logo's now on a white wall. Not really. Most important bit of equipment in any lab, a coffee machine. Yeah. Well, it's down. See, I told you, look at my head. Look how shiny. Wow. Look how long my hair's getting. Jesus. I was going to say, yeah, well, at least it's downstairs, so I have to actually walk up and down the stairs. Oh my God, you know how we were counting stairs last week? Does anyone remember? Cable Tie's not here, I don't think. He's obviously fast asleep, which good on him. I don't blame him. I'm jealous. He was counting how many times I went up and down the steps last week during my stream. Anyway, so by the end of the day, I stopped counting at 50. And I've had some days where, like, it's just insane. I don't want to put a counter on the steps. It's a silly project, really. But, so what happens is, I was telling Yuz, so I gotta do this, right? So in the morning, I get here, I'm kind of pumped for the day, and I'm running up and down the steps, right? By the end of the day, I have to grab the rails and pull myself up and down the steps. Seriously,
Dr. Nick says testing.
Oh, Jesus, heart attack. So yeah, I can't say they're keeping me fit, but oh my God, it's like, it's a lot of steps at the moment because a lot of the stuff that I would be doing downstairs, once I'm set up, I still have to do upstairs. So there's like, you know, when I'm pick and placing and I'm taking a board off the line to inspect it, I've got to go upstairs, right? Inspect it, back downstairs, put it in the oven, whatever, blah, blah, blah. When it's all set up properly downstairs, I won't have to do as many trips, and I'll, you know, while I'm picking. Like I was saying to Yaz, everything's saying to Yaz, she's the only real human I can speak to that actually, you know, physically there, like I'm here by myself, right? So, you know, like I'm doing a pick and place run, let's say I'm pick and placing for like 5 hours. Well, I can't just stand around downstairs just twiddling my thumbs for 5 hours.
Noxie says time for the not-so-tiny escalator project.
Yeah, I don't think should be trusted with an elevator, escalator, any type of transport system. I should get Brit Looney to come and do a project with me. He'll do one. I mean, that'll end up bad, but not as bad as if I did it. Anyway, I can't just stand around for 5 hours downstairs, like I've got no desk down there, I've got no anything down there, right? So I've got to come up here anyway just to be able to not stand around. Anyway, so, is that your stomach making noises or mine? No, I don't think it's mine. Didn't feel my stomach going. Maker dies of a heart attack caused by an invention he made earlier. Or not making invention. Maker creates a pacemaker for inevitable heart attack. Yeah, no. We'll send Colin first to build you a hydraulic lift. No, but he can build me like a bunker. He could put another level in, right? Anyway, so I'm going to go to here. Now, see how bright that is? That's actually a fairly dark grey. Ish. Super bright. Okay. So, so these are my new boards. Let's zoom out a bit. And functionality, these are identical to my current ones on the line in production, right? The ones available. Look at the date. Can you read the date? This is how long these have been sitting here unmade. Since May. I designed these in May. Why is my chair feeling so low? So I really need to get them made. Now, the only difference on these boards, I'll stick with a tiny pico, is the RF side. These boards were built specifically to see if I can improve the Wi-Fi and fix the secondary harmonics issue that I encountered when I put my Tiny S3 into pre-certification. Now, for those that don't recall, let me just switch back to here just for now. So for those that don't recall, when I first made my my S3 boards and I shipped them, apart from the fact that I had some Wi-Fi issues with them, which I corrected, thank you especially for no documentation on that, I put a Tiny S3 into CE and FCC pre-certification just to see what it would take to get them certified. And of course I failed, well I passed everything except for the radio emission stuff purely on secondary harmonics. And it turns out there was an issue with the S3 chips with secondary harmonics. It's now documented. It wasn't before. Even though they knew I was going into pre-certification, I was not given any guidance by their engineering team, who I'd been speaking to, that there was an issue. And so the S3 chips have to have filtering after the matching network to remove the harmonics. The harmonics are there, they will be there, it doesn't matter how good your matching network is. The secondary harmonics and ongoing have to be suppressed on the board after the matching network. Hey Joshua, how you doing? Which is super frustrating because that means adding more components onto the board, which means a board redesign, which I did and have yet to even validate. Like I literally designed these and got them made, and they've been sitting here and I've never built them. Now the secondary harmonic stuff doesn't really affect people using my boards. It's just a certification issue. It's a fail on certification. But, you know, I went out and I bought myself a quite an expensive VNA that ended up not working.
Super chat!
No, Jack McMack! Hey, Jack McMack. You've been waiting to hear about the VNA. And redesigned my boards to be able to... So the VNA I bought is a 7.5 gig VNA spectrum analyzer, which means I can measure at least 2 extra harmonics, right? So it's 2.4 for Wi-Fi, and so I can measure 4.8 and I can measure 7.2 on this. So I just haven't got. So what happened was I was at the time I was matching my S3 boards. I was doing other stuff, having a lot of problems with the VNA. I'm very disappointed with both Siglent and the company I bought the VNA from. So I kept saying it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and they kept saying it does, and they kept telling me that I have to measure my stuff differently, and I kept saying, no, you're wrong. Like, here's me telling Siglent that they're wrong. It turns out they were wrong. So I wasn't really going to go into this, but I will. I'll go into this because a few people wanted to know, and I haven't really spoken about it. I'm not going to make a video specifically about it, calling out Siglent, but I feel like I should, because this wasn't cheap. Like, this cost me a lot of money. So in a normal world, when you're matching something at 50 ohms, and the pin that you're matching, the LNA pin on whatever your chip is, right, is matched to 50 ohms, then everything's 50 ohms along the line. And all you need to do is make sure that your traces are 50 ohms and your matching network that's on there to counteract all your components around your boards and everything else is designed to tweak to give you 50 ohms at both sides, right? The matching network is designed to take 50 ohms and match it to whatever you need to match it to. And in an ideal world, that's fine. And all VNAs, spectrum analyzed, everything else, everything's designed around 50 ohms, right? It's a physical thing they put in hardware that's what you match to. So when you do an SWR reading, you get a graph that shows you how good you are, like what your return losses are against 50 ohms, right? Now, what happens when the chip that you need to match to is not 50 ohms? And what happens when you don't know what you need to match it to? In the case of an S3, because if you ask Espressive, what is the value I need to match to on the pin, they won't tell you. They will give you a range, plus and minus, anything, like, you know what I mean? So that's a problem. And the only system on a VNA that you can use then to match something that isn't 50 ohms is the Smith chart, okay? So if you pick a number and you say, okay, well, I think my pin is 30 ohms, 30J0, so I'm going to match to 30J0, right? Whether it's 30J0 or not doesn't matter. I want to match to 30J0. There is not one graph or chart in this VNA that will allow you to do that other than the Smith chart. Because the Smith chart will tell you what your current reading is. So even though it's telling you you're not close to 50, it's telling you you're at 33. So you can keep tweaking it till you get to 30, right? So I explained to Siglent, this is how I'm using your system. This is how I would use anyone's VNA. This is how I've used my previous VNA. This is how everyone uses any brand VNA to match. And they kept saying to me, no, that's not how, like the Smith chart is an approximation only. An approximation only. What does that mean? So it's you can look at the Smith chart, but don't trust anything you read on it. What? Like, what's the friggin' point? Anyway, but I kept saying to them, look, I'm taking your calibration kit, I'm plugging your calibration kit. I made a video, several videos which I sent them from scratch. Boot the machine up, clear all the settings, grab their calibration kit, plug it in, calibrate, pick the right thing, calibrate the whole thing, right? Okay, now take my board. Now it's got a Type N connector on the VNA, right? So I put my adapter on. I take a really expensive, high quality pigtail that's on my board. I plug it in. I do my port extension, get it exactly right, the length exactly right, yeah? And I go and do all my readings and everything else on my board, and then I get some values. I get it to 30, I get some values, and I put them on the board, and then when I load them back on to check that my new values are correct, okay, it's nowhere near where it's supposed to be on the Smith chart. It's not like it's a little bit out. It's like, here's one side of the Smith chart, and it's over here. And I'm going, how does that happen? Your Smith chart gives me this value. I can put my board back on that's just got a 0 ohm resistor on it. I can remeasure. I can then put the values in. I'll put them through 3 different programs to work out this is what the values are. I'll put them on my board and I'll reread them back in, and they're totally wrong. And I kept going back and forwards and saying there's something wrong with the VNA, and they kept saying there's nothing wrong with the VNA, you just can't do what you want to do that way, blah, 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 blah. I'm going, bullshit. Like, I got really angry. Like, that is bullshit. I said, not only are there like 50 videos online from every other company except for yours showing exactly that workflow on a Roden Schwartz, on a Keysight, on a whatever, but that is how you do it, and it's not working. And I said, where's your training material? Like, it's been out for like 2 years already. Where's your training material? Oh, we haven't got around to making any training videos yet. Where's your documentation? Where's your guides? Where's your tutorials? Oh, sorry, we don't have any yet. Can you send someone down here to show me how to match my boards? I will pay for their trip and their time to help me match the board. Yep, booked me in, cancelled 2 days before the trip. Whatever. Never rebooked in again. Never happened. So during all of that, and my inability to use the VNA, these boards arrived, and I thought to myself, you know what? I don't have time for this. Like, I will try again. I'll get the boards built, and I'll try again. But at that point in time, I was in the middle of a massive order for Adafruit and Pomerone, and my Swarm stuff was starting, right? That big run I did for Swarm. So I just put this aside and thought, you know what? I'll get back to it one day. Anyway, just before my move, about 2 weeks before my move, so I'd already taken, I'd signed the lease, it was all about to happen. Keen pings me and goes, hey, I thought I'd let you know there's some new firmware for your VNA. Check out this thing on one of the fixes. The fix was, well, apparently I've installed the firmware, but I haven't validated that it fixes it. But the fix was correct losing calibration when setting port extension. Fix losing calibration when setting port extension. Wow, isn't that kind of like what was happening to me, where I calibrate the kit, I put my board in, which happens to be on a pigtail, because I can't physically click my board to, right? And I set the port extension, and it was losing its calibration. So the readings were wrong. Do you think I've heard anything back from Siglent? Did they let me know that they fixed a problem? Did they let me know there was some more firmware? Nope. Or have I heard back from the guys I bought it from? Nope, nothing. It was a very frustrating, painful time because I was super busy. I was trying to do like I think it was 8,500 boards I built over a 2.5 month period when all this was happening, after just spending a shit ton of money on this VNA and having like 2 weeks of pain trying to match my S3 boards, which I ended up matching with my old VNA, right? I felt totally defeated, which is why I just put all this stuff aside and thought I'll deal with it another time. So yeah, now that I'm in here, I have space, and I'm almost on top. I'm in the middle of an order for Pomerone. Once I finish that, my plan is to get back onto experimenting with these boards. Will I ship these boards ever? I don't know. These are for experimentation. These are for me to see, can I fix the harmonics? Because if I can fix the secondary harmonics, then I can go through certification if I want to, which my plan was always to look at doing CE for my S3 boards. Not FCC, but CE. Yeah, Tektronix give you support. Rohde & Schwarz give you support. I'll tell you what the real kicker was for me, was that about 3 weeks after I bought this VNA, after I'd gone through all the pain, everyone hear that? And fighting and stuff with Siglent, Rohde & Schwarz put their, admittedly it was their 3.2 gig, but I'm sure other ones as well, put their 3.2 gig SA VNA on special, and it worked out $200 cheaper than what I paid for my 7.5. I get that mine's a 7.5, but Rohde & Schwarz was normally triple the price of this. And their training material is insanely good, not insanely bad. Anyway, I said to them, I wrote an email back saying, I'm so disappointed I bought this VNA off you guys. I'm so disappointed I didn't buy myself a Rohde & Schwarz, that I've got a paperweight here. They never replied to me. Nothing. No help, nothing. So when I bought my new bench supply, which I still haven't opened, one of the best deals and a really good featured bench supply that I would have normally jumped at instantly is a Siglent one. One of the Siglent ones. Refused to buy another Siglent. Refused to buy Siglent ever again after what they did. So I ended up buying a Keysight. Just letting you all know now. I'm not telling you all to not buy Siglent. I'm just telling you my experience with what happened on this. Okay, this is like their second most expensive bit of kit that they sell that isn't like, you know, $50,000 or whatever, and zero support, zero help, zero documentation, nothing. And it turns out that it was a firmware issue. It wasn't me. They kept telling me it was me. It was me. You don't know what you're doing, Sion. You don't know what you're doing, Sion. I never claimed that I know anything about anything, but let me tell you, 100% knew that that wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Anyway, hi Michael, and hello to anyone else that popped in, if I've missed anyone. So, now I've got that off my chest. That's why I didn't bother with these boards, but I'm going to now. I've just wasted 45 minutes rambling on. We should get going. We should build some stuff. What? Oh, Hades, for real. Hi, I really love if you guys fix the UART 0 REPL issue on ESP as well. Who is you guys? Hey, Mike. Who are you talking to? Fix the UART 0 REPL issue. I assume you're talking about MicroPython. And who's you guys? I'm not MicroPython. So, single function generator has been a big problem. Bunch of resistors in the power supply getting over 150 degrees on a... No way. And they said it's normal. Never sealing again. Scott, you love my rants. Let me tell you, I've been so devastated about my VNA for ages. But I'm feeling like now, like if they did actually fix that bug, because like they fixed that, they found and fixed that specifically because of the videos I showed them of this issue happening, right? Like they swore black and blue there was no issues, and like I kept showing them, like they could not explain why my readings were wrong. They kept saying it was something I was doing. Not wasted, well described, and useful to know. Sure. Still, I feel, anyway. Okay, let's do some, we need to build some stuff. So this is going to be interesting to build because I don't even know where all my parts are. And I've got to show you this. So this might look like a lot of parts. Maybe under the camera. So this is my collection of stuff from my pick and play, or not all of it, but when I moved, this is what I took off the, not all of this, actually probably half of this, what I took off the tray, the discard tray inside my pick and place machine. So if it picks up a part and it thinks there's something wrong with it, like the size of it or whatever else, or if it thinks there's a mispick or whatever, then it most of the time gets it onto a tray inside the pick and place machine so you can salvage them. It doesn't drop them on the floor or throw them across the room, right? Not normally. So anyway, these are all, some of these are those, and some of these were...
Noxie says Nacharm High still put more on the floor. Check your vacuum.
Yeah. But not all of these are that. A lot of these were parts that I had in custom trays that I'd built that were, and some of them were also just parts that were sitting on top of my turntable that I had to get the turntable here, and so I had to take them off. So it looks like there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, there is, but anyway, I need to fish through this and get some parts out for the build today. That's what I'm going to do anyway, because these are all good to use. There's nothing wrong with them, and I'm just prototyping. We had a lab analyze that through tubes of blood across... What? A lab analyzed that through tubes of blood across the room. Did it warn you? Especially could stand to install some more endpoints on their S2, S3 boards. Yeah, I don't know. Hades, okay, well you need to contact the MicroPython guys. Nothing to do with me. I don't make MicroPython. I don't really work on MicroPython. So go on the MicroPython forums or their Slack channel and ask there. Yeah. Also, 8266, got to move with the times. Lots of better options out there than 8266. Lots of better options. But anyway, yeah, I don't know anything about that. They have to contact the MicroPython guys. It would shake them and lose grip and they'd go flying. That is insane. Yeah, you got to remember these are microcontrollers. Beata, like I'm not, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's involved with them offering more endpoints. It's officially moving, is it, Mike? I know they were talking about it. No, the ADCs are exactly the same. There's no difference. They're still using the SAR 12-bit ADCs. Hey, hello, Mallow. What tasty chip salad can we see here? That's a combination of discarded parts from the pick and place machine, nicely discarded parts, and then just loose parts I had from trays and stuff that was sitting on the machine before I moved it and stuff. The H26 is the modern equivalent of saying use a 555. The issue with Slack is it's really expensive. Like if you want to have, discussions last longer than a certain period of time or whatever. Like it's free until you need something to actually be permanent, and then it's horrifically expensive. Like you pay per user. So for someone, you say open source. It doesn't have to be open source. Just if it's even 50 people on a private project is horrifically expensive. Yeah, limited message count, limited images count, limited size of images. Well, MicroPython's been on Discord forever, right? That's not new. It's just whether that's the official place now or not. Yeah, if you're a rich business, right. True, but Discord's got issues as well. Like the threading in Discord's terrible. And if you want to keep your threads, you've got to pay. It's nowhere near the same type of price as Slack. You don't pay per user, you pay per server. But it still adds up. But Discord is definitely better. And look, Adafruit run, how many hundreds of thousands of people have they got on their Discord server? Like seriously, I mean, they've shown that you can absolutely use Discord for large community discussions, but threads are sorely missing, or permanent threads are sorely missing. Ivo's letting me know that I have to update my Pimeroni search for unexpected maker. Okay, I'll have a look at that. IRC. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't even have a stencil set up. Let's go, let's get this going. Okay, I should bring my coffee with me. I'm going to start with the Tiny S3. That's the one that failed pre-cert. I don't know if I'll get to build all 3 boards today. We'll see how we go. Now, I actually need to build multiple boards, but I'm just going to start with one and make sure the design... I don't even know if these work. Like, I've not actually built one, plugged it in, and see if it boots. So I probably should do that first, because there's no point seeing if I can fix the harmonics on it. Yeah. So it's pretty funny. Like, I'm looking at all the boards that have been coming out, S3 boards that have been coming out. I should turn that the right way. And everyone is just sticking 0 ohm resistors everywhere on the boards to get their RF working. Because no one can work out how to get their RF working on the S3. Because not only is it not 50 ohms, but no one can work out what it is. We should discuss that. We should actually... Okay, I need to put this under the microscope. I can't really see if that's aligned or not. I think it's aligned, but...
Noxy Cider's laser un obtain IUM today.
So what was that, Noxy? I missed that. Laser... I can turn the laser on, but you can't draw pictures with it still. I started working on that. Hang on. Let's see if this works.
Joshua Collins says, yeah, the S32-S3 doesn't have the best documentation.
No, it doesn't. Oh, that's not right firmware. That's not the right firmware. Yeah, but the problem is if I turn the laser on, you're not going to be able to see it. Wait, I need to change this firmware. Tools, I did add, oh, why is that doing that? I did add over the air to it, which is good. Okay, port. Yeah, let's just reflash this and get rid of that thing that's displaying. That was me trying to get drawing working again. I need to move this as well. It's in the way. Okay, is that compiling? This is compiling. Wow, that's taking a long time to compile. Come on. Compile and build. Okay, well that's going. Yeah, it's the problem, you're not really going to be able to see the laser when I'm working on the other screen. That's the only problem. Oh, there it goes, uploading. So you should be able to send messages, but you're not going to be able to draw anything. The drawing won't work, I don't think. Uploading. La la la. Can we make GIFs for logo? You can make GIFs and send them to me and I can put them on the logo. Okay. So you should be able to... Oh. There we go. Mum, I'm on Sion's wall.
Hades Farid says, what's the best advice for someone who recently started working on SPS?
In terms of what? Advice for what? Working on hardware, working on software, working with other people? No Pac-Man on the laser. Working, like designing your own board. Yeah, you need to be more specific. Sorry. And I just want to get this stencil lined up. Maybe if I can, would be good. So I can at least make one board today. That'd be really good. Come on. So JLC made their own version of the stencil on this one incorrectly on the Tiny S3. Anyway, okay. So it's quite difficult to line up because their pads are a bit... eh. Oh, cool. Okay. Return true. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, you can't even see what I was doing. That's annoying. Well, now you're not going to be able to see the laser again. It's going to be too small. And you can see all the reflections now in my logo because of the lighting. Oh well. Okay, so let's... Oh, the board moved. Oh, damn it. The board moved when I aligned the stencil. That's really annoying. Let's try that again. Oh, I didn't switch the camera. Okay, well, it's going to be just be one of those days where... Oh, come on. Come on, line up. Okay, that'll do, hopefully. As long as the board doesn't move. Ah, moved again. Bloody hell. Okay, I need to get this pasted real quick. I'm going to, maybe we should do something different today. Okay, this is really annoying. Where's my spatula? Gone. Again, I can't find my spatula. I found it the other day. I found it after my stream, and now I don't know where it is again. I moved it again. Oh, someone shoot me. Hello? Viola, anyone? How can I keep losing spatulas?
Hades Farid says software I need to program this and I don't have much of a reference.
YouTube. There's like a million tutorials on YouTube working with ESP.
Dr. Nick says it's downstairs.
My big one is downstairs, but my big one's a bit too big for there. I've got a small one. Not spatula, a scraper. Oh my God. You know what oh, what's the word? Okay, I'm going downstairs. I gotta go downstairs. I gotta get the other one. At least this is only my first trip downstairs today. I can't hear the talking when I'm downstairs, sorry. Okay, this is super frustrating. Oh, okay, I got my big one. My squeegee, not spatula, squeegee. I keep getting those two confused. Nope, can't hear it. If I make my speaker so loud that I can hear it downstairs, I blow my eardrums upstairs. So what was that? Switch on. Why are we saying blah, blah, blah?
Dr. Nick says use a credit card.
I can't, my credit cards are full. No, that was a bad joke. What? Who said what? Okay, I'm going to do this under the microscope. I'm going to go to the microscope. Ooh. Why is the microscope picture not working? Oh, that's interesting.
Alan Madsen says get that speaker downstairs.
Well, the speaker's actually my computer, so can we learn how to ask useful questions? Okay, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna stencil this board, otherwise we're never, ever, ever going to get anything built today. But I need to fix my microscope. I don't know why. The picture's not working because it's working out of my DSLR. So the ATEM is working. I just don't know why. Okay, this squeegee is way too big. Oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. Like I can't even hold this thing while I'm squeegeeing. This is going to be so not aligned. So not aligned. Here we go. I reckon that did. Yeah, that. The problem with the big squeegee is that it needs a much bigger area to be supporting the PCB. Okay, that really, I don't think is so great, but let me have a look. I'm just talking to myself, don't worry. Is that, oh, it's not terrible. That is definitely not the best I've ever done, but okay, let's find out why the camera's not working.
Alan Madsen says make unexpected speaker for your Mac to have downstairs.
Well, I can actually route all the sound to my HomePod Mini, but right now I just route my music to it. So let me just, oh, look at that. That's my microscope view. Let me turn it off and turn it back on again. Maybe that's just needs a reboot. Okay. Anything? Anything? Picture? Picture? No? I wonder if my HDMI cable's screwed. Or maybe it's just the camera's screwed. Wow. Oh. Okay, maybe. Maybe.
Captain, it says loose connector.
Is that in focus? Close. Not the best stenciling, but not the worst stenciling. Okay. Oh, Dave's going. Catch you later, Dave. I'm sorry this stream's been a bit slow in the getting started thing. Okay, so let me just... Yeah, I don't know why that happened. It's quite unusual for my camera to do that. Okay, I'm really making a mess here. I just need to tidy up my paste before I get it all over myself or all over my desk or all over the carpet. That'd be really bad. Okay, now I do have it all over my fingers. So I'm going to build this board. Let's get this board built. Hey Clem, every time you want to go to bed? Only once a week. Okay, we should just do this. We should get this going. Yeah, so I'm going to try to remember, I'm going to try to keep all of this in view while I'm building. So as I mentioned, this is exactly the same S3 board, really. I'm just going to not do this in any particular order, okay? Oh, my tweezers, here we go, already. Didn't clear my tweezers. Wow. What is all over my tweezers? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I'll highlight the RF layout later, like once we get closer. But because that's the only thing that's really changed on the board. Although to squeeze the layout in, I had to do a little bit of rearranging. Now I've got fluff on my thing. But other than that, yeah, as I said, exactly the same functionality. This is really an exercise in harmonics suppression, which is a bit crazy. An expensive exercise. Right, so let's talk about why we can't get an accurate value on the LNA pin. By the way, I can't see chat while I'm doing this. Okay? You think the board needs more wires? It does need more wires, actually. That's not enough wires. Yeah. Okay. Just remember, I can't see the chat while I'm doing this. I have to PMIC. Okay, we'll get to that. So I'm not doing this in any particular order. So the S3 chip is extremely susceptible to everything about the board. I don't know why it's so sensitive. The S2 chip was more sensitive than the regular ESP32, but the S3 just seems to be insanely sensitive when it comes to you know, the impedance changing based on everything about it, the what's around it, the stack up. Just everything. It's just pretty bad. So, especially if you have an undocumented target of, do I not have any? Oh, I don't have any 15 picofarads. Need some 15 picofarad. So they say, well, if you want to match the pin, you need to match it to 30. You need to start at 30J0, and then you need to work out what your impedance on the pin is, and then that's what you match to, which is just utter stupidity. Like, if their chip is so, like, it's fair enough that it's not 50 ohms. Okay, no problem. So it's not 50 ohms. I can deal with that. Tell me exactly what it is and I'll match to it. But the fact that they can't tell me even close what I'm supposed to be matching to means even if I said, okay, let's start at 30 and I match to 30, and then I check my results by doing some basic RF testing, you know, put it through its paces and try to, you know, test power and all sorts of other stuff, transmission power and everything. How do I know which direction to then change it to? Not only am I trying to fiddle around with matching 30, where everything on my board is going to be fighting me, but 30 might not even be what I'm supposed to be matching to. So that is a variable that is just way, way too complex in terms of all the different factors that you're trying to adjust for. There's still a limit, isn't there, before you start paying more? There's a limit on, hey Wagon Loads, there's a limit on drill, on how many drill holes in total, not vias specifically, the number of drills, and that exacerbates out by the panel, right? So 4,000 is the limit on how many drills you can have on a PCB in total before you start paying. So however many are on this board, you got to multiply it out. Speaking of which, I'm going to load this board up and make sure that I am putting everything in the right spot. Trying to say there's a large variation from Z0 to from one batch to the next. No, not from the one batch to the next, but what they're saying is that it's dramatically affected by what you do on your PCB, more so than it should be. Like like it's insane. Like it could be 30 on one board and it could be 40 on another board, totally depending on the board, which is just stupid. Like that is just, anyway. So everyone's just sticking 0R resistors on their boards. Like you look at all the people that brought an S3 board right now, no one's doing any matching on their boards. I'm the only one that's attempted matching on it, and it's been quite difficult. They have a reference layout, but that has nothing to do with anything, because, or they have a reference layout for a module. Well, that's nice. Their module is bigger than my board, so I can't use that. And again, it would be specific. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no foo voice. Sorry, I'm going to just do an I-bomb. Oops. Okay, let me see if I do. There we go. This, maybe, I don't know, I'm probably not going to refer to this all the time, so yeah, so their reference board doesn't help you also because they don't give you any values, and the values will change if you change a little bit on the reference board. You could try various value resistors as RF load, monitor the RF for maximum output. Not really. I mean, I need to be able to, like, that's going to affect my antenna. Like sticking a resistor, like I need to be changing whatever I've got on the pin to 50 ohms on the resistor. Possibly. Sorry, I'm just right, that is 100k and a 1. Okay, I just wanted to check what some of these were. Because I had to, as I said, I had to move a few things around to fit all this in. And I still had to make the board a tiny little bit longer, but we're talking about like a millimeter.
Noxie says, are you still planning on building a wall to separate the dirty area at the front?
Yes, but I can't do that until I've got all of my, hang on, 2.2, there are only 2.2s. I've got that problem again. Until I've got the rest of my line set up, so I know exactly how much room I've got to do it. Because I don't want to...
She says, so have you tried the new Signal firmware?
No, not yet. I needed this to try it on. I needed boards to try it on first, which is why it's just been sitting there. I updated like days before I moved. So I haven't had a chance, no. And I also wanted to build these on stream so everyone got to see. Not that it really matters. So that's a 2.2, and that's a 1. I thought I put 2.2 and a 442.
Dr. Nick says, is that a 2 or 4 layer board?
Oh, 4 layers. You can't do an ESP32 on a 2-layer board. Or you shouldn't be doing anything with a radio on a 2-layer board. You shouldn't really be doing anything on a 2-layer board that's got a microcontroller on it, really. Like you can't do a dense board on 2 layers because you've got no return paths, good return paths, which are key. I can't remember if I did 1 or 2.2. I'm pretty sure I did 2.2. Where are my 2.2s? Did I put them away? I did clean up after myself the other day. Okay. Well, someone's car's been broken into. Everyone hear that? That's annoying. Okay.
James D. Cook says, read my comment.
I can't. I'm in the middle of placing stuff. Just give me a second.
Dr. Nick says, 4 layer what the stack up in.
Noxie says, makes you wonder how Apple fits in all the tech in their AirPods.
100-layer board. I don't know. They're working at a very tiny scale. Like they're not seeking 0402 parts on their boards. Want to skip fast forward and recognise that's a long time ago since I last watched See on Live. That's why I said hi. It's been a while, Andre. You need to keep hole count under 4,000 per panel. Can't you split the panel between 2 PCBs? A hole and one with a few holes. 2 PCBs? I don't understand. I've got a panel of tiny S3s. What else would I put on there? I need to... Anyway, who cares if you've got to pay extra? Like, what difference does it make? Like, it's not a competition on how do I avoid paying JLC PCB for stuff. Like it's, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't have enough 5.1 keys. I'm gonna have to pull a reel. Damn it. Okay. Maybe. Like if you need the wires, you know, and your panel goes over, your panel goes over. You pay. It's not thousands of dollars you pay. It's like $14 or $15. It's no big deal. Like the difference in price on my panels is negligible overall. You know, only if I'm doing a tiny run of panels, which doesn't make any cost-effective sense anyway. So, you know, wasting time trying to optimize to that level to save $14 when, you know, my panels are costing me $200 and something anyway, really doesn't make any sense. Not for me anyway. Wait, did I just put a red one on the wrong spot? I think I did. I think I picked up a red and put it on orange. Let's try that again. Okay, this is a red.
Rick the Almighty says we just passed 100 viewers.
Oh, did we? Awesome. I think it's been a while since I've had that many on a stream. Welcome everyone, whoever's watching that isn't chatting, especially if you're new.
Noxie says, so what's the pros and cons of the new space?
So the pros are that I have space to add more stuff to my production line, and I got more place to just spread out, which is great. The cons are I have more space, so I'm walking, I'm having to travel a lot further to get from one place to the next place. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but at the moment it's a con because I'm doing a lot of stairs up and down. The biggest con is just the cost. It's really costing me a lot of money. It's been a really big investment, and there's just a massive downturn right now in everything. Like, you know,
Andy Calloway says you need a segue.
Yeah, I've got no floor space downstairs to move around in to do that. Like, it's a bit messy downstairs still until I get more furniture. So everyone I've been speaking to right now is saying that everyone, like, sales have dropped. Like, my sales have gone down to, like, I'm not even doing 20% what I was doing this time last year. And a lot of people are in the same boat. So, yeah, I mean, that's... Hopefully I can just ride that out. I mean, you know, moving when I've got downtime was good, but the reason why I've got the downtime is bad, if that makes sense. So everyone's hoping for a quick recovery, but I don't think it's going to be quick. Like, just globally, just, you know, everyone is tightening their belts. A lot of people stop spending. Hey JF, it's so I'm just looking back. If I missed anything in the chat, I'm sorry. Okay, that should be at 2K, and that's a 160. Yep. So I haven't changed the order of these, which is good.
James D. Cook says that is why I try to use component through holes as a wire whenever possible.
Component through holes as a wire. Why? So what to save cost on? 4,000 drill holes is massive. Like my tiny Pico, my tiny S3 boards, 20 of these boards on a panel, I don't go over 4,000. My only boards that go over 4,000 is my Pro S3. So really, like I don't know why anyone would bother trying to optimize that. Honestly, like that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Okay, let's get some buttons on. Okay, I need a, I don't know if I've got it in here. I might just grab them from up top. PMIC. Okay. So anyway, the S3 chips are just really not fun to work with. So yeah. Okay.
Roxy says interested to see what the Tesla conference shows us at the end of the month. Tesla bot could be your office companion and do all the stare.
I don't think so. Okay, that is not PSRAM, that is a Max chip. Okay, I'm looking for PSRAM in my pile of chips at the moment. That is also... that is Flash. Flash! Savior of the universe. Sorry. That could be... Oh, there we go. Here's some PSRAM. Yay!
A scientist says smash that like button.
Okay, now I need an S3 chip with an, let's pick a D4. I've got lots of chips in here, but I think I might just have to go to the tub to get, it's going to take me a while to find one otherwise. Okay, that's NES2.
Iberian says greetings from a warm and thundery France last week here.
Warm and thundery France. Warm and thundery. How does that work? Flip over. It's also an S2. So many chips. It's also an S2.
She says too soon seeing Queen just died.
What just died? What? What did I just say? What? I apologize. Hey Yuz, I apologize. What did I just say that I... I don't even recall what I just said. That for the too soon comment. If I've offended anyone, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. What did I say? Okay, I can't find any S3 chips in here. Oh, S3, but that's not with flash. Damn. I need one with flash.
James D. Kirk says, can I get Kicked Rules check to test if SMD size is correct for how many watts it needs to dissipate?
Sorry, I missed. That was a... Okay, I'm finding lots of S3 chips, but they're all... none of them with flash. I really don't want to have to go and grab one off the reel. I could always grab one off the reel. I mean, instead I'm just wasting time. S2. S2. I should really sort these. Pico D4. S2. Okay, what are the chances that I've got everything in here except S3 with flash? S2. S2 with flash. S2 with flash. Okay, this is just getting frustrating. S2 with flash. I'm going to try two more, and if I can't find, I'm just going to go and take one off a reel, which I probably should have done to start with. S2 with flash. One more check. That'll be S2 with flash, guaranteed. S2 with flash. Okay, I'm going to go down and get one off a reel. That's so frustrating. So frustrating. Probably a joke related to... Quick to how many watts it needs to... is that a thing? Wagon loads? I don't even know if that's a thing. Catch you later, Dave. Let's do the stairs again. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to the pick and place machine, and I'm going to advance this and take the chip out. Maybe, if I can get the chip out. Oh no, get the chip out. And where'd the chip go? Dropped it. Oh. Did I drop it on the floor? How funny. Now I'm crawling on the floor to see if I just dropped the chip on the floor. I don't think I did, but I can't see where it is. Oh man, okay, let's try that again. Okay, got one. Yay! Little chip in my hand. It's weird walking around talking and you guys can still hear me. Guys and girls. Folks. People. Humans. I can't guarantee you're all human, but, you know. Okay. Okay.
Jack Mack says, do you use different apertures for prototype stencils versus pick and place?
Nope, I use exactly the same. I should just check. Yep, okay, that's an FN8. Cool. Okay, so now I've just got to do my decoupling down the side. RGB LED. Oh, I need an antenna. Antenna would be good. Okay.
Says, and now pick one from the tray.
Pick one what? What am I picking from the tray? Yeah, that's interesting. I think I got...
Noxie says, does the oven take long to heat up?
Oh, I'm going to do my toaster oven just here for this. 1 and 1.
Alan Madsen says it S3.
So what do you mean take one from the tray? I took one from the reel. If that's what you mean, I just advanced the reel and took one. Well, I did two because I couldn't find the first one that I took. So this is very tight, this RF area. Yeah, that's 0.1. And then my LED. I try not to do anything on trays if I can avoid it. Okay, antenna. We're close. Close to being able to build the board. Okay, I just need to put the RGB LED on. And I just need to check my orientation because I'm pretty sure that I might have had to flip it. think I might have had to rotate the direction. How's your morning going, Yaz? If you're still listening.
Noxie says, have you noticed any difference in 3D print quality with the environment being different?
Yeah, my printing's been worse, but I think that's because...
She says you have a steady hand for just finishing a large coffee.
Oh, coffee doesn't affect me like that. I wish it did. It doesn't. If coffee affected me more, I would probably drink less of it. Although I've still got a little bit left, but it's cold. But it was a strong coffee. Look at the colour. Like, it was a pretty full-on coffee. Yeah, it doesn't affect me that way. Okay, so RGB LED. I've got everything on there except that these are all RF components. And it looks pretty chaotic. Right? But I will explain it. Okay, I need a USB connector. That would be...
Devo says flip it good.
Devo does say that.
Noxie says, strange, I thought your persistent twitch was due to over-caffeinating.
My persistent twitch. Ha ha. Okay, so toaster oven. This should be fun. Stay on. Let's put this board in the oven and see. I've not reflowed anything in my toaster oven since I've moved in. Reflow. Warming up. Let's see if this works. If I didn't break anything. Oh, it looks to be. Except it's starting at 9 degrees. And it's got to get to 25.
Noxie says, so print quality issues.
Right, sorry, yes. So,
Themselves you asked about my morning. If you really want to know, I'll tell you. Or would you prefer text?
oh, text would be much better, thanks. Yeah, I think so, if that's the case. Do text us. So yeah, print quality, I think, so temperature-wise it's been okay, but I definitely got some calibration issues on both of my printers, moving them. And I've been tweaking them both, and I've got them better, but they're still not as good. Like my second Prusa, the one that I bought pre-built, it's not been as good as it was before I moved it, and I'm still tweaking. So, okay, it's reflowing. Yay. So the aim right now is just to make sure this board works. For me to actually run them on the VNA, I need to paste up like 2 or 3 boards that have just got paste and an antenna on it with a 0. Oh, I didn't put a 0 ohm resistor on that pad. Damn it. I forgot a 0 ohm resistor, so the RF's not going to work. I can put that on after. That's okay. Does the Reflow Master control over temperature? Well, it controls the temperature. What do you mean over temperature? I mean, it makes the toaster oven go to the profile. So, yeah. I'm just reading backwards to see if there's anything.
Noxie says, extreme pick and placing whilst in the over go.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it while it's in the oven. Am I VNAing today? No, I'm not VNAing today. I just need to validate that at least one of these board designs works. I need to build all 3 of them today. It's not going to happen all on stream today. Like, we're an hour and a half in, and I've only just got the first board built. But I need to know that the 3 boards work first, and then I need to go through the painful process of working out what the impedance on the pin is. And until I know what the impedance on the pin is...
Rayburn says, profile pizza crispy.
I hope it's not crispy. It better not be crispy. Until I know what a good idea of what the impedance is on the pin, there's no point doing any VNA work, because what am I matching it to, right? But I will. I've set up, I've got Ethernet connected to the VNA. I've got the browser stuff enabled so I can show you the VNA output on my, during a stream. I can actually do some VNA work on stream, maybe next week, if I can get everything in the process. No, I'll probably do some stuff on stream. But it's not going to be the whole process. As I said, if I was matching the 50 ohms, I could show you the whole process start to finish very easily, right? But it's going to be all guesswork until I know what my impedance is on the pin. And I can guarantee it's totally different to what it was on my current S3 boards because the layout is totally different. So remember you started work for CE cert. Right, well that's what this is all about, Didier, is that my S3, my tiny S3 failed pre-cert CE because of a known issue on the S3 chip that Espressive did not disclose to me. And I had to challenge them after I got my results where I failed for them to let me know. And they've since updated their data sheet stating that you must put filtering after the RF to suppress secondary harmonics. So, yeah. So my plan right now is to, again, see if I can get my S3 boards certify a bull, as in that they will pass certification. Then I will decide if I will be doing... Whoa, that buzzer sounded a bit funny. And why is the fan not turning on? Okay. Well, that's not good. Have I wrecked my fan? Maybe I pulled the plug out of the fan. It should be turning on. The light's on. Oh, did I break something? Whoa. I think I pulled a cable out or something. Okay, anyway. That's a pretty good reflow graph. But I've definitely done something to the, yeah, okay. Anyway. So the thing with certification just comes down to what it's going to cost. The S3 is not stable enough right now, I don't think. Yeah, you hear the sound? Something really weird going on there. But I think it's definitely reflowed. We're going to have a look now. Let's go to here. Move that out of the way. And pull this out. Okay. Maybe. Bit out of focus now. Which way do I need to go? Is that kind of in focus? Kind of. That's not though. Oh wow, good reflow. That's perfect. Except 50 ohm resistor I didn't stick in. So I should do that now.
Dr. Nick says, will a larger ground plane under the S3 alleviate the problems?
No, it's nothing to do with ground plane. It is an issue with the chip. It's a documented thing on the chip. The chip generates, you're talking about the harmonics? The chip, their RF implementation generates secondary harmonics.
Nazi says 50 ohm or 0 ohm.
What did I say? I meant 0. Did I say 50? I meant 0. Yeah, what do you mean, Dr. Nick? What in terms of fix what issue? It's not a return path issue. So part of the requirements of passing certification is you need to pass. You need to not have any secondary or ongoing harmonics. Oh, I just realised that's not on screen. Sorry, I just stuck a 0.
Tib Utvist says so 0.001 ohm resistor.
I don't know what this is exactly. that to heat up. My tweezers look massive. These are the nano tweezers. They look massive. Come on. Okay.
Dr. Nick says problem is in the chip. Perhaps a ground plane under the S3 chip could help.
No, it doesn't. The ground plane's irrelevant. Well, there is a ground plane underneath it. It doesn't matter. Like, Espressive's design has the same problem. Okay, you must stick a low-pass filter after your RF network before your antenna to suppress secondary harmonics. It's now in the documentation. It was not before. So that's a pretty ugly placement, but that's what these are here. So this is my pi, and then this is for a low-pass filter of undetermined parts right now. Okay, so we should see if this works. Yeah, ground plane's irrelevant. It's nothing to do with the ground plane. Lawrence said Mini has RF issues as well. I'm not sure. Purely seat related. Yes, it's there. I don't know. It's. I'm not going to call it messing up, but it's there's definitely. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to here. And well, that doesn't need to be there anymore. But let's see if we can even plug it in and see if it is there. Let's get this bigger. Okay, so I'm plugging it in. Power up, looks okay. I'm going to put it into download mode and see if it appears. Yay, it enumerates. So that's good. I haven't slept nearly as much as I should. I sounded way funnier in my head. So, what? Oh, well, that's basically what it is, a zero is. Like, you can't get exactly 0 ohms, but TIS doesn't allow swearing. Yeah, no swearing. It's got a filtering system. Okay, so what's the easiest way to test this? I should just run it through the test jig. That's what I should do. So where's it? Where's my tiny S3 adapter? Oop, for my test jig, and we should just flash it. Okay, that's test jig number 1. Okay. Can't really see what I'm doing. That's okay. Will it fit? It does. Excellent. And going through the test jig. Passed battery test. Flashing. This should put Circuit Python on it. Mounting. Oh, RGB LED works. Okay. Be interesting to see what I get to the test Wi-Fi. This is running. It's the test at the moment. See what I get to the test access point. It's resetting the board, remounting. Okay, running tests. Okay.
Noxie says, do you plan to pick the board inspector project again anytime soon?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm currently looking at other camera options. And possibly looking at moving away from the Raspberry Pi, which is just the Pi with cameras are just, the options aren't good. They're not fast enough. They're not controllable enough. There's just so many issues. Anyway, that's for another time. Okay, so the board works. I just flashed it. It all passed all the tests. It's running CircuitPython. It's obviously that's all working, which is great. So I didn't stuff up the redesign and the relayout. Now, what I need to do is, there's a few things I need to do. So what I need to build myself is I need one board like this that I can test a baseline, right? I need to build a second board like this that's got everything on it that does exactly the same, but it's got no antenna. And I need to put a pigtail on that so I can connect it to the VNA, so I can use the spectrum analyzer to read the transmission line, right? So I would put I need to put the RF test suite or the test tool software, firmware on this. That's the firmware that is used when the boards go into certification to do all the different Wi-Fi sweeps and everything else, right? So I need to run the same tests that they would run inside their certification to check the transmission output and to check the harmonics. And so I need to do that on a second board that's permanently got this pigtail on it that will allow me, what I need to do is I need to see the secondary harmonics being a problem, which they should be, or they will be, because it's documented and been proven on my boards to do that. And then I need to make, as I said, a couple of boards, probably 3 boards that have antennas on them and pigtails going to the NLA pin, where I can start doing my matching process and keep matching them, and then keep testing. So I match, I put components on, I recheck it on the VNA, I then put those components on a working board and run them through my transmission strength tests that I've got set up that I do. And then it's a really complex process and very expensive on components, because when you put components on and then take them off to swap them around to kind of work out what to do, those components get chucked in the bin. Like that, you don't know what they are anymore, right? They're 0402, they're really small. Hey Keen, you can't recognize them again. You can't. The values are so small you can't read them with any type of LCR meter, or not unless you buy like a $50,000 one. It's a very expensive process anyway, and time-consuming process. And then once I think I've got a good transmission going with good strength, and I think that I'm close to my matching, I then need to go and put those parts on my board with the pigtail and re-measure and check that I pass the 2.4 gigahertz range on the spectrum analyzer, and which means I should see lower but still failed secondary harmonic points. Then I need to start putting filtering components on until I've got the right combination to suppress the secondary harmonics and have no peaks. That's why it's not just just whack it on the VNA and let's have a look and see how we can match this. Like, that in itself as a process is probably, I'd say, 2 or 3 days worth of back and forwards and frustrating work just on my first attempt to get this working. And potentially I will damage a few boards in the process. I'll damage some components. I'll rip off a pigtail lead off one of my boards, rip some pads off by accident. You know what I mean? It's a complex process. So, and then I have to do that for all 3 of my boards. So I want to start with 1 and get the process down close to being good. I don't know what good means. Plus, in that process, like, I know how to use the VNA and pretty comfortable with that. I've never really used the spectrum analyzer side or used a spectrum analyzer in general. Was supposed to repair the silicon? No. This is a locked-in feature of their silicon. It will not be changing. They will not be fixing this. You fix it by adding a better matching network and low-pass filter afterwards. That is the fix. And anyone that's making boards that isn't putting that on their board is just making bad S3 boards. Including, well, I shouldn't say bad, I apologise. Functional S3 boards but not optimal. Not optimal S3 boards, including my own right now. Mine are totally functional, work great. Are they optimal on the RF side? No, not even, no. They need to be better. There's a good app note on matching one of their devices, even with the output impedance specified. It's not simple, and the chip varies depending on power output. Right, it'll depend on power output, it'll depend on stack up of the PCB and what's around it. There's no general recipe with RF. Every design needs a totally custom solution. So even like when I've done this on my tiny S3, whatever I need to do will be totally different on my Pro S3 and my Feather S3 because the layout is different. What's non-compliant? Hey Eric, what do you mean? The wrong matching network will the wrong or no, will change the reliability of the chip. Reliability there isn't the right word. I mean, it depends on how bad you do it. Right. If you've got a very bad matching network or you have no matching network, but your stack up and layout gives you a bad match, yeah, like a really bad match, you can damage the chip. I mean, S3 boards without filters are non-compliant certificate. Correct. Well, you cannot get an S3 board past certification without suppressing the secondary harmonics, which has to be done with a filter. Yeah. So, and for most people, they're not going through certification. They don't care. None of the Chinese boards are going through certification. Adafruit don't put their boards through certification. The VNA connector for external antennas. What? Is VNA the connector? Oh, it could be, no. Well, in my case, I'm not using a connector. I'd be soldering it directly to the board, a pigtail directly to the board. Yes, the expressive modules have filters. That is the only way they can get them through certification. Are the older boards? Which older? I don't have, none of my boards are CE certified. I'll check the text after. Can I do it after the stream, Yaz, or is it important now? If it's important now, I can look now. I just saw it come through. Otherwise, I'll look after the stream. Is the VA connector for external antennas? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by is it for. Like you can connect anything to a VNA, just you go through different. Okay, yeah, I won't check it now then. You go through different connectors to do whatever you want to do. But in my case, my boards are too small. Like they're going to be soldered directly to. Like if I was to stick a UFL connector on here to be able to connect easy, that is bigger than my whole network area. So yeah. Using metal shield socket PCB would help containing EMI. Right, but I don't have an EMI problem. And that won't fix secondary harmonics. Secondary harmonics is being generated in the chip. So it has to be suppressed external from the chip. Certification is very expensive. Certifying 3 boards is probably going to cost me about $20,000 US. So very expensive. So will I make my money back selling my boards? No. No. But I also don't have the consumer EU market available to me unless I do it. But I have the business market. Like businesses can buy my boards in the EU. Yeah, it's very expensive to certify. Yeah. And then once you're certified, you can't change your design. And that's a bit of a problem when you're in a silicon shortage. So like if I certify and then I can't get those crystals anymore and have to change to a different crystal, well, that is a potential game changer that would require me to get my boards recertified. May not, but may. If Espressive changed their chip in some particular way. Hey, Q, and my next batch of chips are a different revision, I might have to go and get recertified again, or not, who knows. But the end product needs to be certified too. Does make it easier though. What end product? My boards aren't used in end products. There are some people that do, but that's not what these are designed for. Like these are, like if you're designing an end product where you stick one of my boards in it, sure, the whole thing has to be certified at the end. Hey, Illuminator, but you wouldn't do that. Like you'd be building a custom board and putting a module on it. All says hi back. Oh, right. That's very funny. So yeah, certification is a big thing. Like the fact that they don't need it, the boards don't need certified for FCC. They don't need it, well, they technically need to be certified in Australia. But again, that's for R&D development boards. Your audio is going higher. Audio clean. But these are not modules, and modules come certified. Yep, okay, how about now? Yay, is that better? Okay, I shouldn't have turned them off and back on. I think the issue was the USB connector. Oh, you can't see it. So this plugs into it, this goes to a USB audio connector that goes to USB because the Mac doesn't have a 3.5mm connector, and my awesome vocals. La 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 la. Yeah, I think it was that connector, but I didn't have to turn it off after all. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, customs is a weird one. Customs really don't understand certification or the requirements, but the fact is, yeah, boards are supposed to be. Going into the EU, they're supposed to be. Right, I mean, I sell directly to EU customers from my store, and they get the packages, no problem. No one's ever not got their package, right? So, like, if you're in the EU, you can buy it off me, no problem. But I can't get resellers in the EU because of this. Well, because the responsibility is for them to ensure that the stuff is certified, and if they're buying it off me and they know it's not certified, they just won't do it. So it just makes it hard for EU customers to buy stuff locally. Right, your best bet is Primaroni, who will then bring it in for you and deal with the duty and all that type of stuff, but it's still not the same as buying it directly in the EU. So that's what I would gain potentially, is that if I got my board certified, then I could get resellers in the EU. But could I sell, so my board price would have to go up. Mouser don't require it. They require it to be able to sell to an end customer. So Mouser had my tiny picos, not certified. They were selling, and plenty of people bought them in the EU. Plenty of businesses bought them from Mouser, but Mouser wouldn't sell them to an end customer in the EU because they weren't certified. Businesses can buy them under the we're buying these and using these for R&D process. That's funny, Bruce. So yeah, it's a really it's a messy process, and so the question is, will I sell? So if it costs me $20,000 to certify 3 boards, and I'm going to have to up my wholesale price, therefore my retail price, like to cover that, will I sell 20,000 boards just in the EU to justify the going through certification? And the answer is no. You know, and it means any variation on any board that I make that I want to stick a thing on, an ESP32-S3 or S2 or whatever chip on it, again, any future products couldn't sell unless I got them certified. It's a very, I'm not an Adafruit, I'm not a SparkFun, I'm not doing their type of numbers, and it's a really big call for me to go through and do it. But if I get my boards certifiable, then I have the option of certifying down the line. Now my Nano S3 is a different story. That's designed to be a module, and this I'd have to certify. And this is a problem because I will never do the numbers, I don't think, that I would need to do on one product on a Nano S3 to justify certification. But without certification, I'll never do the numbers. It's a chicken and an egg, right? And yeah. So I'm still unsure what I'm going to do about that. Do you need to get, if you're using this modules? Your product still needs to be certified. If you stick a certified module on it, you still need to certify your product. Yes. But so long as you haven't done anything stupid with your implementation of their module, as long as you've followed their guidelines to put their module on it, you can use their certification on the module to not have to certify the radio part of your product. You still have to certify the rest of your product. Okay? If you look at CE, there's all different things, right? You need to certify a bunch of different things, one of them being radio and emissions, intentional, in this case, intentional radiator, which is a radio. Okay? You can leverage their certification, which means that you don't have to pay as much money to certify, assuming that you have followed their implementation guidelines. Their certification only holds if you use their module on your board exactly like they say you have to. And if you don't, then you can actually invalidate their certification on your board. It's very unusual, but you can actually invalidate their certification, which means you'd have to recertify all of it. No, self-certification is not a thing. No. Oh, everyone thinks that. There's no such thing as self-certification. The wording is really bad. It's self-notarizing your certification. You cannot self-certify it. You cannot say my board is certified and then ship it and put a CE mark on it if you think your measurements are good. No. No. What the self-certifying thing is normally in the past, if you want to get your boards, if I want to get this board CE certified to sell in Europe, I need to either be a European company or I need to go and contact a European company and they do the notarizing on the certification. It had to be a European company that said yes, that goes through the certification process. Now, you don't have to. You can self-certify, meaning I don't have to be a European company to go through CE and make my boards CE certified to be able to sell them. That's what self-certification means. It doesn't mean I can say my board is certified, thank you. You have to get it certified. You have to have certificate of certification. You've got to get your certification number. You've got to, you can't just go, yeah, it's certified, and then when someone says prove it, then go through certification. No. And the fines are horrific. So, The S3 is not faster. Well, the cores are more efficient, but from a megahertz point of view, they're the same. Like, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't call it faster. Has way more features. You're certified. Yeah, I don't think being certified just, hey Kevin, I don't think you being certified itself helps your case with CE. I don't think. And semi-broken RF. It's got a lot of other features that the original didn't have, but it's also minus a few features that the original did have. Well, yeah, you don't need to have FCC. My boards don't need FCC because they are sub-assembly, but they don't have that option in Europe, unfortunately. Check out SGS. I think they are way cheaper for certification. There's lots of companies that are cheap for certification, but also not cheap. Like, yeah. Someone buys a board here and takes it home. What do you mean? In Australia? Well, yeah, well, that's what the red is, the part of the certification that is for intentional radiators. What do you mean if someone buys a board here and takes it home? They buy it and they take it home and they use it. Do you mean what happens for certification here? I don't want to talk about it. Next topic, need to look at the tiny... Yeah, I've started working on CircuitPython support for Tiny Pico. It's I've been in production, so I'm not really into the C3. I don't think like it doesn't offer anything that any of my boards do. Like if I made a tiny C3, it would be the most inferior board I've got, and it wouldn't necessarily be any cheaper. Tony. Yeah, the C6 interests me because it's dual band, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and some other features in it that look interesting. So I think it'll be. I think I'll be looking at making a tiny C6 when I can. But the chips are a little way away. Yeah, I'm currently designing a LoRa shield. I'm currently designing 2 LoRa boards, a shield for my tiny boards, which I was actually going to do on my stream today, but I thought I'd do this instead. And I'm thinking of doing a standalone board, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of LoRa boards in the marketplace already. But yeah, I'm interested in LoRa. I've got a LoRa gateway at home. But yeah, I'm looking at making a shield. Is the issue with more commercial products is they actually interfere with stuff and someone complains, then that can happen. Sure, that's why your final product has to be certified. That's the important part, because it's the final product itself that's the one that's going to either interfere or not. Scissor. So yeah, well, Adafruit and SparkFind are selling predominantly to the US market, right? And again, their boards are classed as sub-assemblies. They don't have to be FCC certified. Not looked at Zigbee, no. The H2 is an interesting option down the line for all the different Matter and Zigbee and everything else. Yeah, I got a LoRa gateway at home. I've got a Helium gateway. Thanks to Mike Causa. Yeah, I was just showing it. No updates. Still haven't decided what to do on it. The only update is I've got a new adapter board for testing, but I need to build a few more.
Rayburn says night seeing everyone early 1 in the morning.
Catch you later, Ray. Have a good sleep. I have to build a few more of them so I can run them through the VNA and see how bad they are. Thought about yeah, I'm not going to get another one. They're too expensive, and the Helium is just plummeted. Like it was like $30 US when I started, and now it's $5. I'm not getting my board certified. Again, my lower boards won't be certified. No different to my current, any of my boards being certified. And I wouldn't be looking at certifying my shields. So yeah, payouts weren't real to begin with, and it was all a big scheme. No, there were people, you could pay out, but you had to go through an exchange. You had to sign up with the exchange and go through, apparently. Anyway, whatever. But the thing is, that's the point with law. I don't need to stick one on the roof here. Like, I mean, my one at home reaches, 80 kilometers, 105 kilometers away or something crazy. Like, I'm 10 kilometers away. Like, I could, yeah. I don't need one here to gain anything. Well, it doesn't mind, so therefore it was cheap. Aren't they all the same price? I thought they were all the same price. A tiny H2 would be great for tiny IoT projects. Possibly. Let's see if they can even get the H2 chip working. I don't know. I mean, it's not, like there are no samples available yet. It's like next year. And the same with the C6. Maybe at the end of the year. I might have samples late this year. I don't know. I do have a data sheet for the C6, an early data sheet. So I know what's coming, which is pretty exciting. And they stamped my name all over the data sheet so they can track if I leak it. So they're getting kind of serious on all that type of stuff now, which is interesting. So I think I'll definitely be making a C6 board, and I'm quite keen to do a dual band and implement a dual band board, which is another reason why I got the 7.5 gigahertz VNA, so I can match 5 gigahertz. The problem is if their chips come with the added feature of secondary harmonics, at 5 gigahertz secondary harmonics puts me at 10, and I can't check this 10 on here, and I'm not running out buying a 10 gigahertz SA VNA. I have to go look at the wife's car. Catch you later, Robert. Isn't the 6 only... No, C6 is 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It's dual band. Wait, C5, C6. Wait, I'm getting myself confused. Maybe I meant the C5. C5. Oh my God. There's so many SKUs. Did I say C6? I meant C5. I'm pretty sure I meant C5. Wow. Yeah. You saw filter just in case you can't measure it properly or rent a different VNA. Yeah, yeah. No, it's the C6. The C6. No, C5. Oh my God. I've lost myself with, now I forgot. Right. Yeah, C5 is dual band, C6 is not. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not showing the data sheet. I can't show the data sheet. Catch you later, Andy Mouse. Have a good sleep. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at the data sheets now. But I can't share. Can't share. So it's interesting. Yeah, but yeah. So it's both the C5 and the C6 I'm interested in, for different reasons. But I can't say right now. Data sheets will be public later. Yep. Yep. Bruce is linking to all the news. Yep, there's the C6. Yeah, was the other one the C5? What was your first link? C6 or C5? C5. Right, and C6. Yeah, see that's quite interesting. They're data blocks. Hang on. So in the press releases, that's the C5, dual band, and the C6. These data blocks here are interesting because they are a little bit different to what I have in my data sheet. No. Yeah, it's no, the C6 was first. The C5 was second. Bruce? C5 was June. C6 was April 2021. Anyway, it's interesting things potentially happening in the future. Oh, in order of posting. Right, yeah. That's okay. I got them both up on the screen. Got them both up. Okay, so I'm going to build the other two of my boards, but not on stream. I think it's going to be too frustrating. I'm not going to, and I need to be pick and placing. I've got to finish Palmeroni's order first. I have this many boards to build still to pick and place. That many boards. They're empty packets. Why did I just do that? I wasn't planning on doing that. Anyway, there's a lot of boards, a lot of empty packets here. They're waiting for boards. Why did I do that? Anyone? Anyone? Oh my God. Oh, see, I'm an idiot. They did all fit in the box. They won't now. Whew. Okay. So, yeah, I really need to turn the pick and place machine on and get that warmed up. Wi-Fi, hello, sub 1, low speed, long distance, trying to compete with the likes of LoRa. Wi-Fi, hello, never heard that. I don't know what that is. What's that? Yeah, the problem is the power requirements of Wi-Fi. I don't know how they were ever going to get the power requirements low enough to make it, like, for me, for LoRa, it's not about the distance. Distance is great. I mean, it's kind of, you can't compete with, like, you can't transfer much data, right, rapidly. But that's not what it's for. It's fine for sensors. But the key thing for LoRa with me is it's ultra low power. And just Wi-Fi will never be ultra low power, ever. So a lot of work, by the way. I have to go to bed now. Catch you later, Andre. Have a good sleep. Our smoke haze from the last week or so. From bushfires or from what? Oh, a Yuzzy has entered the building. How's that for good timing? Have you dropped him off already? Wow, that's a really nice picture, actually. Is that smoke haze? That's a nice picture. It looks like you photoshopped it. Okay, well, I'm about to wind it up. You want to say a quick hello? Just wave? No? You can wave, but then we're not staying on. Is Yuzzy in the house? No. There's low power, not ultra. No. When I say ultra low, I'm comparing to Wi-Fi, which is like a gazillion times higher requirements for power.
Sorry.
plain back. Yeah, have a chair. Okay. Folks, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go warm up the pick and place machine, turn the oven on. I will build the rest of these boards, and I'll build all the other versions of them, and I will, no promises about the VNA next week. We'll see how we go. If I can get all my production done and out and shipped, and get all the other stuff that I'm out of stock on built again and back in stock, and I have some time to actually, because I need like 2 or 3 days solid to work on the VNA. I don't want to like start and stop, start, stop. That's too frustrating. So if I can actually get my plate cleared, my project plate cleared, so I can dedicate proper time on the VNA, then I will do some VNAing next week on my stream. Possible for any USB boards to have a serial port over 1 megabit data throughput. Yes, it is possible. I'm pretty sure that the USB supports higher than that, and yeah, the UARTs can go faster than that. It just depends on, like, you really want hardware handshaking on.
Joshua Cowell says, I'm back. What have I missed?
You've missed me saying goodbye and wrapping up. Seed have data only lower range gateways, use the Helium network, but don't mind. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So they're much cheaper, are they? Sorry, Joshua. Yep, it's time to. It's been a couple of hours. It's time to go. I need to get back to work. I just tipped a whole box of empty bags on the floor to show all the boards I need to do. Yeah, $199 is much cheaper. I think I paid about $1,000 or $1,100 for mine with an antenna. Ah, Aaron, still on the wall. The angle of it looks like you could do it on my head, but no. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, folks. Watch it all after it's done. Yeah, watch it all at 2 times the speed. That'd be a good idea. Okay, have a great week, everyone. Take care. Thanks for the super chat, Jack McMack, if you're still around. Yep, okay. Bye.